Hello, my name is Ben Trevino. I did the paper over water in my major, which is film. And of course, I'm going to be discussing the highlights, let alone what makes this whole idea behind water and film special with the paper. If my voice sounds really hoarse, I apologize. You might want to turn up the volume because this is about as loud as I can get because my throat hurts. I haven't been feeling good. So just a little heads up if you want to hear what I have to say in better detail or just clearer. Um, so yeah, let's get started with this paper, or not paper, video. What am I saying? Excuse me. So basically, yes, as stated before, the paper is over water and film, which is my major. I love film. Film has always been something I'm getting carried away. I love film. I watch movies ever since I was a kid. I collect movies to this day. I like talking about movies. I like making movies. I'm doing a lot of. I have a project coming up, well, not coming up, that I'm working on with some friends. Film is what I love, and what made this paper really fun to actually to a certain degree was actually just how abstract and how interesting you can talk about with water and film because whenever people talk about water, there's always a certain cliche which I will get to in a moment. And thankfully the paper doesn't talk about the cliche too much because that would be an overabundancy. But as stated before, there with all it, this paper I treated almost just like a film project in general, which was um, because we had to write over our water in our major. Yes, you immediately think, well, what am I supposed to talk about? What can I talk about with water and film? All I can talk about is all those basic cliches and yada yada yada. But at the same time, there's so many possibilities. There are so many ideas. There has to be people out there who have challenged this idea too of water and film. And right now I'm going to get to the particular cliche. I won't spend too much time on cliches. I'll get to the highlights of my paper. And the cliche or typical moments of water and film are basically, as you can tell in the picture on the left, at a romantic moment, as you can tell from the notebook in that picture, or on the right where you have a battle in the rain to make it more intense, where we have two iconic heroes fighting over their ideologies, blah blah blah. It's not bad, but there's just so much more we can go off of when we want to talk about water and how we can apply it with film because my basic thesis behind the paper, and this is all I'll talk about from my paper regarding, just the paper in general, is that water does have its own place in film. It doesn't always just have to be a plot device, or in this case, as you can see within the picture, a plot enhancer, and that I'm going to get to right now. In the paper, I talk about like four filmmakers, and since I don't have much time, I will only talk about two. This one being Andrei Tarkovsky, if I'm saying that correctly, at least the first name. This was a filmmaker who liked using water. The both filmmakers I have in this paper, not paper, well yeah paper, but that I'm going to talk about in the video, use water as a form of life. Just what is it in the moment that is happening? What does this simplify? Not simplify, exemplify. My bad. And just this idea that Tarkovsky took like the idea of water just based off of his childhood. Like every day it would rain, water was always there. Water was almost like a best friend, kind of like how water is kind of like Hawaii's best friend, that it's there, it's their natural way of life. This is a and I took this scene from a movie that he made called The Sacrifice, where a man just went through. I won't go into the to a plot. Let's just say something bad happened. The man did something. He is now being kind of reborn via the water after having committing so many crimes, and that I just felt was amazing. Like water is just this amazing metaphor for what you can go through. And the other one was Ritwik Ghatak, which was water is a force of nature. It is there. It is always going to be a part of us. It is part of life. That is basically the idea behind the paper. Ritwik Ghatak was very controversial because he used water an awful lot, and also because he came from a country that didn't have a lot of water. But like I said, the idea behind my paper is that water is a force of nature. It has its own characteristics. It can be there for us as well as be a force of nature. It is our friend slash our enemy. And that is what film can show and demonstrate instead of just making it, dramatic, blah, blah. Thank you so much for the paper and the idea. These are my references. I have nothing else to say. I hope you understand this via the paper. There's more explanation. I was only given 5 minutes. Thank you.